In this video, we will introduce the functions of the buttons in our touchscreen. This is the main interface of our YM62OR boot screen. Let's demonstrate it. Power on. Enter the boot screen. We can touch anywhere on the screen and enter the main interface. The main interface has back operation, front operation, and system, and output. Back operation. Apply to our back labeling head. Front operation. Apply to the front labeling head. And in our operation, there is also a parameter. Click on the parameters, which is our parameter settings. In the back operation, there is also a parameter, same as the front operation. These three parameters: label feeding speed, label feeding length, label feeding delay. In this back operation, there is a roller for round bottles. If we open the rollers, it is the function of opening the motor. It is the function of labeling a round bottle. If we turn off the rollers, it turns off the function of labeling round bottles. And this cylinder, the button of this cylinder is the switch of this cylinder. Let's introduce them one by one. From this back operation, the first button, label. Open this label. It was just that the servo motor controlling the movement of this label was turned on. Once the servo motor is turned on, then once the sensor senses a bottle passing by, it will distribute labels. Let us test it. Once our hand is caught by this sensor once, it means a bottle is detected. It will trigger a signal. That is to say, and the servo motor starts moving and distributes a label. Then the second function is to control the conveyor. In the back operation and front operation, there will be this conveyor. That is to say, the motors related to the conveyor belt on our machine can be started with one button. Let's test it. First, bottle dividing device motor is turned on. Then the motor of the device that corrects the position of the bottle is also turned on. Then the conveyor at the bottom is also turned on. The motor of the device above that presses the bottle and holds the bottle position is also turned on. However, the motor of the device for labeling the round bottle is not turned on because this device is self-contained. It needs to be turned on separately. Okay, next is the L test. L test is label test. Click alone, no response. It will not work. First, we need to turn on the label, and then we click on the label test. That is, after we've been installing the label. Let's test it. Then when we have the label broken, it will alarm here. After the alarm, we can reset it. Here are the 5 plans. These 5 sets of solutions are used to store the data of different bottles. We go into its parameters. Parameters 1 to 3 for 5. We often set 3 parameters. First, label feeding speed. The label feeding speed is the speed at which this servo motor controls the label to move. From 500 to 8,000, we can all try it. Of course, we don't recommend setting it too high. It's easy to break the label. It's not good to set it too low, so we can set different speeds to get a feel for it. At this speed, what speed should we set it to? This speed should match the speed of the bottle running. That is to say, if my bottle is on the conveyor belt, if it runs very fast, the label feeding speed should be fast. If the speed of the label movement is too slow, and it is easy to pull the label apart and damage it. So we have to increase the speed of the label movement, or reduce the speed of the conveyor. When the label moves very fast, the label will easily wrinkle on the bottle. Because the bottle moves slowly and the label moves quickly, it's easy to wrinkle on the bottle. If this happens, we need to slow down the label's move speed or increase the speed of the conveyor line. The next one is the label feeding length. It is to adjust the length of the label. What we require is in 1 to 2 millimeters. A minimum of 0 millimeters is also okay. As long as it doesn't touch the surface of the bottle, is fine. Then label feed delay is the delay in distributing labels. This delay is how long it takes for the label to start moving after the bottle is detected. This function can control the left and right position of the label on the bottle. So, these 3 parameters. It is a very important parameter for us to adjust the machine. Once again, the third parameter labels feed delay. It has the function of adjusting the left and right positions of the label on the bottle. The position of the label on the bottle can be adjusted by moving the sensor left and right. It has the same function. When you label a round bottle, label feeding speed, it needs to be matched with the roller speed. The faster it rotates, the label moves correspondingly faster. This is just for sticking round bottles. Let's go back to the touchscreen. Return to this back operation. Of course, when you choose the parameters, you have to choose the one you set. For example, if you adjust the parameters of bottle 5, but I chose bottle 1 when using it, which is invalid. When we label the round bottle, there's a roller switch at the bottom and a cylinder switch. Turn on both of them at the same time. The device for labeling the round bottle will activate. And roller start. Then start the cylinder. Then startable. And then the cylinder starts working. At this point, the cylinder starts to work. This is for labeling round bottles. Go back to the main interface and click on the system. There are several parameters in the system. This one is the conveyor speed and a separate speed. This is the speed of the device that separates the bottle. Here it is. Because the speed set before was 8, this speed is very slow. The third one is the roller speed. The roller speed. That's the speed of this roller. It's currently 35. Let's set it up now. 5. Let's take a look again. This is very slow. When we labeling round bottles, the roller's speed, we need to match it with the label speed. And here, have this back parameter and front parameter. These two are our system parameters. We don't need to set them. We've already set it. Then, if these two are turned on, if the label is broken, the machine will not stop. It will continue to run. Turn them off. Don't touch it. Cylinder delay and cylinder time. The function of this cylinder delay is how long does it take for the cylinder to start working after the sensor detects the bottle? Suppose there is a delay of 1 second. That means the cylinder starts to work 1 second after the bottle is detected. To clamp the bottle, there is a cylinder time. It is the length of time the bottle is clamped. Let's turn it on first and set it. Let's set the time to 1,200. Let's start with 1,200. Let's feel it. It's a long time. For a long time. If we set it to 500. Let's test it again. Stay for a short time. If we set it to 200. It's going back soon. Let's test it again. 1,200. It will hold for a long time. This is the cylinder delay. The delay was 350. We are reset to 1,500. Let's feel it. For a long time. It will take a long time after sensors sense it. If we change it to O, look. It works as soon as I touch it. Finally, there is an output. This output, just to count the quantity. Okay. This is the function of our touchscreen. If you don't understand anything, you can contact us at any time.